we're going to be talking about how Andis is trying to make the old school something new school at the same time. Let's get into this concise review and let's see what I have to say about this. Welcome to my channel. This is ConcisetheBarber, where I do product reviews. In this video, we are going to be talking about the new Andis GTX EXO 2, second version of this trimmer. And I'm definitely going to have some interesting things to say about this, because this is one of those type of drops that really has people on the edge of, is this worth it or not? So let me go ahead and talk about all the key points that I think that will have some value to you when it comes to picking this up or not. First thing I like talking about is the price. Now, we can literally stop right there, because a lot of people, some of the conversations I've been having with them, they are saying that this is overpriced. You can go on their website right now. You can find this trimmer for $229. Now, I have to say that is a little bit different from Andis. If you go on the website, you can see the Andis Phenoms for $129.99. You can go to the first edition, you'll see that for $139.99. Or you can go for the black label editions and find that for $159.99. These being $229 says a lot, and I'm going to let y'all know if this is something that's worth it or not. But I have to tell you this also. If you are going to purchase this, use a discount code. I have a discount code, Concise10. Use it, apply it, save some money. If there's another discount code out there, use theirs as well. Save yourself some money. Let's get on with the video. Let's talk about the power and battery life. Now, the power is something different from Andis in a sense. We've seen it in the Phenom collab that they came out with the brushless motor. Now we got the brushless motor with the GTX EXO. We've been waiting for this style of trimmer to get the brushless motor, and they gave it to us in the second version. This has 7,200 RPMs of power, and I'm not mad at that at all. I do like the fact that that's where that's at. Anything under that, it's like, okay. When it comes to the battery life, I don't know what it is, but this is what I'm thinking. When it comes to the battery life, the runtime is 1.5 hours with a charge time of 60 minutes, just an hour. That is very, very low. My only observation, whatever you want to call it, is that maybe this helps out with the longevity of the trimmer. And, you know, if the battery was bigger, more runtime, more whatever, I don't know. I think that maybe they will have to change up the style a little bit. I have no idea, yo. I'm trying to figure out why Andis is still coming out with an 1.5 hour type of product. And the charge time is not bad. 60 minutes, that's not bad. But the runtime is where people are really going to have some problems with it. Now, I did a video right before this. Some people are saying that they don't have no problem with this having a runtime of 1.5 hours. So there is that audience out there too. Especially if you have two of these, you definitely won't have a problem. I mean, it has a charging dock, so it's only a problem when most of the stuff that's coming out universally is around 2 hours, 2.5 hours and up. So that's where I think they kind of dropped the ball when it came to the runtime. But we'll see. I have to be real. I have never had a longevity problem with Andis products. So who knows if that has anything to do with the battery, or, you know, if that's related. When it comes to the packaging, now, anybody knows me, anything above $200, there's certain things that I require in my packaging. This does come, of course, with the trimmer. You get a charging dock. A charging dock is automatic. Definitely needs a charging dock. Honestly, this thing has 4 trimmer guards. Now me, I don't use trimmer guards, but there are a lot of people I've seen in my comment section asking about trimmer guards. So these do come with trimmer guards. It does come with a brush, comes with the blade guards, and a cord adapter. So it's kind of a basic packaging, But there are some real key points that is, you know, that some people love. I need a charging dock. Some people need a trimmer guard. So somebody's going to be happy about that. But does that still match up to the price? Do you see the value in the price just yet with this trimmer? Maybe not, but let's get a little bit deeper. Now we're going to talk about the design. I'm probably going to stay here just for a little bit, because when it comes to this design, and I do have the other edition here, there's a few small differences, but makes a big difference at the same time. So first things first, I'm going to show you the new versions is just a little bit thicker, a little bit wider in the body, and honestly, it gives it a nice grip. I do like that about the design. You'll also notice when you get these, you'll see the grooves are indented. These are grooves that stick out. And now these does have grip. This is a nice grip to it, but for some reason, this does give it some grip as well. The body weight of it is a little bit lighter in hand compared to this. I'll show you guys the weight difference. And what another dope thing is that the Andis logo is a thumbprint. It's like where you could put your thumb to rest, nice and good. The on and off switch is just a little bit different. I don't know if y'all can see that, just a little bit longer. And the on and off switch, I'm gonna show you. When you turn this on, this turns blue. Turn this on, this is white. So they switched out the color. Also in the back, there's no thumb groove. With this one, there is a small indent where the Andis logo is right here. There's a thumb groove right there. So this actually fits very, very well in hand. The width of it is really not a problem. So, and how light it is. Now, me personally, I like, you know, my trimmers and clippers that have a little bit of weight to it. I wouldn't be surprised if they came out like with a metal edition. That would be fire. But this is not bad in hand. I actually, as crazy as it sounds, I'm gonna say this has a healthy ergonomics to it. One of the things about the design that most people probably won't like is the chrome style, the shiny glossy part of it. Most of us probably like stuff that's matte. Now, see, I don't have no problem with this because it's not going to shine off any lights or anything like that. But so far, I really haven't had that problem. So you probably, some of y'all probably going to wait when, you know, until you get like a different color lid or anything like that. And I could probably see them coming out with different multiple lids, honestly, because it looks like something that can easily just come off. Another thing I wanted to show is where the 360 blade is exposed. This area is beveled, and this is just straight across. Like this is like that OG everybody was doing from the corded trimmer that was cutting off, and it was nice and sharp. But they beveled it right here. Now it's just a nice soft touch to it, but design-wise, this actually does fit well in hand. It works, you know, it just works. It fits well in hand. I don't know how else to explain it, but it does. It feels good in hand. The next thing that's very important about this trimmer, and most people probably want to say, you know, this is probably the game changer, is the M-Force blade. Now, the main thing that why people will probably like this is because of the fact of the motor. The M-Force blade being a magnetic piece connected to the cutting blade. Now we have that option with a brushless motor. I know people are probably gonna love that about it. A lot of people like the M-Force blade just as is, but this being with a brushless motor, I think a lot of people will like that style of performance. So for me, I noticed that this M-Force blade started with the Black Label edition. The first edition to the GTX EXO did not have the M-Force technology. It just came with the GTX-Z blade. So that being said, I think that you guys are probably gonna like this. Now, interesting enough, you can probably compare this blade to the Phenom trimmer blade, but I think that this has a little bit of a different touch, and I'll tell y'all that more in my observation section. So let's go ahead and just roll over straight into the performance. And I'll tell you right now, these trimmers have been welcomed into my top 4 trimmers so far in 2025. The type of cuts, the sound, the crisp, how efficient they are. So like this so far, I have to say that it made it in my top 4. Now I just did a top 4 trimmers in 2025, but this knocked one of them down. I can't tell y'all yet. I'll let y'all know in a later video. But that's it. It's like that. Now this is an all-around trimmer. This thing does bald out well, It does crispy lines, and I mean crispy lines. It actually does well in designs too. And sometimes you don't always find a trimmer that can do all three very well. So this trimmer can do that, especially with this M-Force blade and this brushless motor. These two together, man, I have to be honest, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Also, another thing about how it performs is that you hear the crunch. The crunch that you hear, honestly, is it's just that OG vibe. So some people are probably just wishing that they went somewhere different with the GTX, but I'm glad they keep the OG body. I do like that, to be honest. I have no problems with that. So this kind of gave me an OG vibe, close to the corded trimmers. I know that sounds like something crazy, but just hear me out. I honestly think that this is a trimmer that performs very, very well with all hair textures. I cut every hair texture I know of that that I see, majority throughout the week, and I had no problems with this. Now, surprisingly enough too, if you keep this thing nice in maintenance, you're clean, nice, clean and oiled, I really didn't have much of a problem with the heat with this blade. So that was also a nice touch as well when it came to the performance. So let me tell y'all my observation section now, because I have to talk about this, because I'm not going to talk about the price as if like that's just nothing and everybody should just be able to pay that. I'm not going to say that. I have to be honest. Do I think that this is at the price that it needs to be? I don't. I do think that it could be a little bit cheaper. I think there are some comparable trimmers, like I said, that's in my top 4, that it could be at a different price range. Now hear me out. These are the things that I think that will allow this trimmer to be at the $229. If this trimmer had an additional way of charging, let's say via USB-C, I'll give it to it with also an extra blade. An extra blade to me will always seal the deal. It will always seal the deal. I think for $230 with an extra blade is like, okay, to me that's worth it. Some of y'all still might disagree, but that's fine. For me, I definitely think it'll be worth it at that point. Right now, what do I think? I think that this could be priced around, I'll say $189. I think that would be a healthy price for these, as it comes. But if they add in an extra blade, that $230 to me sounds very fair. But that's just my observation, something that I think about when it comes to this. Is this something that stays on my station? I'll tell y'all right now, my Concise review, this is something that stays in my rotation, not just my station. This is something that actually like moves some stuff to the side. And I'm actually honored to be able to have this to let y'all know, like the real is these perform very, very well. They do. Do they perform at the price point of the $229? I can't say that because I feel like it requires more things to come in the packaging. That's mainly it. If this was at $189, I would definitely tell y'all, yo, this is an automatic easy buy. Get it now. But honestly, you could probably get away with not picking this up and then go ahead and just get the Phenom trimmer and switching out the blade and calling it a day. If that's your choice, if that's what you want to do. But if y'all do want to grab these, just use my discount code to save yourself some money. So it's not at that price point. It'll be closer to the price point that I said, but it will save you some money. But that's my thoughts when it comes to these, man. These GTX EX2s are nice and clean, and they made it to my top 4. And I will talk to y'all more about that, on what got knocked off, where did they really place in the top 4. I'll tell y'all all of that. And I can't wait to see what y'all got to say in the comments. But I'll see y'all in the next video. The top 4 might come back out again. Who knows? But y'all be blessed and y'all take it easy.
CTB, you know who it is.